Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this video, let me introduce ourselves group first. My name is Adinda Aulia Rahma and my partner Nur Mutia. In this course, Islamic Studies, we're gonna tell you about preservation of mind. So this is a table of content. The first one is Islam is a rational religion. The second one is Islam and science, and the third one is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala entrusted us with this beautiful mind. Now we move to the first subtheme. It is Islam is a rational religion. Preservation of mind is a very significant goal of Sharia or Islamic law. Like all the essential, when we say preservation, it has a baseline meaning of protecting and an upper meaning of developing or promoting. Preservation of mind involves both protecting the mind from being impaired or destroyed and developing it. There is a group of general laws related to the mind. We will begin discussing the general laws before gradually moving to the more detailed one. One of the important general laws is that Islam respects the mind. Pay attention to this important premise. There is no contradiction between religion and the mind. So this is impossible because Islam is a rational religion, except that many Muslims, including scholars, do not put enough effort to explain Islam properly. Let me explain this principle that seems to be simple. Let us tackle a seemingly major conflict that has confused many people: the relationship between science and religion. Some have even deserted Islam because of it. It is important to clarify this conflict to understand and appreciate the value of the mind or intellect in Islam. The general law on the relationship between science and religion in Islam can be easily summarized after we deliberate on two related factors. It is authenticity and certainty. We must explain the authenticity or reliability of the text or evidence from the Islamic point of view first. There are some texts in religion that are considered authentic. Others are classified differently. So, what are the authentic texts? All the verses in the Holy Quran are authentic texts. Next, in order of priority, are all the recurrent Sahih Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. These are all authentic. After that, all the singular Sahih Hadith are considered authentic texts. Just to explain briefly, Hadith are the sayings or actions or permissions of Prophet Muhammad SAW. The recurrent Sahih Hadith are those with multiple chains of narration. Hadith that are Sahih but have only one change of narration are called Hadith Shahih Ahad. Next, we will explain the degree of certainty of the text. There are texts which are authentic and their meanings are absolutely certain. These are the certain texts. There are also the uncertain texts for which the meanings may not be so obvious or it may have multiple interpretations. The Holy Quran mentions the two categories of certainty as muhkamat and mutasyahibat. The mutasyahibat are verses that can have different meanings according to the rules of the Arabic language. Assigning meanings to these verses requires thorough thinking so that only acceptable meanings are given to them. Examples like, surely those who swear allegiance to you do, but swear allegiance to Allah, the hand of Allah is above their hand. And the muhkamat verses have only one meaning according to the rules of the Arabic language, or else the meaning of the verse is clearly known. For example, like, He, Allah, is one. All the verses in the Quran are authentic. First states that most of the verses in the Quran have a decisive and clear-cut meaning. These verses from the basis of the Quran. They are unquestionable. Some verses are mutasyahibat, so they can have many meanings according to the rules of the Arabic language. Meanings assigned to them must be done in a manner that complies with the language and the religion and doesn't contradict the verses that are muhkam. Surely the verses of the Quran do not contradict one another. When verse says that the muhkamat verses are the foundation of the book, it means that if we do not understand or suspect our understanding or disagree about its meaning, we must revert to these muhkamat verses. They are the foundation of the book, and as such, we must revert back to the foundation. Likewise, the hadith saying of the Prophet ﷺ do not contradict one another, and they do not contradict the verses of the Quran.
Next is Islam and science. Let us move now to science. Science uses other terms to classify scientific texts or evidence. Science does not use terms like certain and uncertain or authentic and inauthentic. Science uses different terminologies. When we study astronomy, geology, biology, and physics, we come across things called fact or haqaiq and things called theories or nazariyat. We can briefly summarize the differences of scientific fact and theory or hypothesis. A scientific fact is something that has been observed repeatedly, like this chart thing always attracts or repels this other chart thing with this force when they are this distant apart. A theory or hypothesis is an attempt to explain the fact as observed, like why do objects always fall when released from a height. We think this might be how and why something is observed to behave like. Sometimes scientists develop a law that states the consistent relationship between what is being observed, like the law or momentum or Newton's law of gravitation. A theory is a group of laws working together, combined with attempt explanation as to why they work to explain a group of related phenomena. Electromagnetic theory, for instance, it represents the current knowledge that science has been based on repeat observation. Let us now discuss the relationship between religion, intellect, and science. From the Islamic point of view, religion is ascertained by the authentic text in the absolute truth. For example, on the issue of creation, the texts are authentic and certain. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is the one, the creator of all things. This is an absolute matter with no doubt. The Quran has numerous verses about Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala as the creator. In science, some scientists are skeptical about this matter. Scientists themselves are in disagreement on the issue of creation. Some are monotheists and some are atheists. Some believe in creation but doubt who is the creator. How should we as Muslims deal with this issue? The fundamental premise is that it is mandatory for Muslims to believe and accept all the texts that are authentic and certain. Verse of the Holy Quran absolutely and certainly state that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is the creator of all things. Science is uncertain about this issue, so the Islamic position holds without any doubt. There are verses in the Quran that were confirmed by science much later and some only recently. Examples include the various phases in the development of the fetus in the mother womb. It was unknown when it was first revealed 15 centuries ago and only later on confirmed by science. Verily we create man from a product of wet earth, then placed him as a drop of seed in a set logic, then fashioned with the drop a cloth, then fashioned with the cloth a little lump. Then fashioned with the little lump bones, then clothe the bones with flesh, and produce it as another creation. So blessed be Allah, the best of creators. When science is certain and religion is also certain, we are in harmony. There is no contradiction whatsoever. For example, and he it is who has created man from the water, then he has made for him blood relationship and marriage relationship, and you and your Lord is powerful. The Quran states that every living creature and man is created from water. Science has verified that water is a vital component of the human body and that of living creatures. It is impossible for absolute science and absolute religion to contradict because both of them come from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. No other religion can claim such a simple way to integrate and harmonize with science. This is the respect that the Sharia has given to science and the mind. The Sharia respects science and the scientific method. We must respect both science and the collective human intellect. We should respect logic, proof, and evidence. We should respect the scientific method of observation with data, proving hypotheses, developing and testing theories, and etc. In fact, establishing the authentic of hadith, the second most important source of Islamic knowledge, follow a strict scientific methodology. And the next point is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala entrusts us with this beautiful mind. Now that we understand the important essential of the preservation of mind, it is easy to appreciate why the Sharia forbids alcoholic drinks. It is confirmed by science and society that alcoholic drinks affect the mind and can make people drunk. Even in society that allows the consumption of liquor, everyone is aware of its danger to the mind. The same applies to drugs. Some Muslims claim that nothing about drugs is mentioned in the Islamic text. Please don't play this game. Drugs are absolutely forbidden or haram because they affect the mind. No person is allowed to mess up with his mind because, again, no person owns his mind. The mind is a great gift entrusted by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. We cannot mess up with it. We must preserve and develop it. As a related detail to show the seriousness of the Sharia on drinking, some scholars even discuss what is called the divorce of the drunk. If someone divorces his wife while being drunk, while he is not sober, is the divorce valid or not? How is the divorce valid while he is not sober? Some scholars say it is not valid because his mind is unstable, but in some opinion, it is valid, has a punishment for him. The sound mind is a fundamental premise of all obligation and commandment of the Sharia. Thus, the preservation of mind is a major goal of preservation of essential. I think that's all from us. I'm sorry if there are many wrong words. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.